Hello everybody, it's Andrew Hutchings here, and this video is about what is the problem with fitness stretchy bands. Now, I like them for what they're good for, which is just activating your muscle, putting a little bit of tension on it rather than, you can activate your muscles just by flexing them if you've got good mind-muscle connection, and that's helpful, but to put a little bit of tension on them with the fitness band, like I'm pretending like I'm holding one, that's extra helpful. Now, what they're not good for, in my opinion, is replacing an actual workout. Like, I keep getting these ads on Facebook for this X3 bar, Jakesh medical, it's handles far more weight than anything in the gym can handle, supposedly. I made a comment on there, yeah, I don't think your X3 bar that the average Joe is doing curls with is handling more weight than an Olympic barbell that someone can deadlift 700 or 800 pounds on. And it goes, this is 600 pounds of force. No, probably it can withstand 600 pounds, but when somebody's pulling on it, they're not moving 600 pounds. But that stuff aside, just in general, these bands, the problem is the ones that can stretch good enough for you to do a full-length muscle movement aren't very hard to stretch. And the ones that are very hard to stretch, they only tend to stretch for like a little distance. So you don't tend to get a very nice, full contraction of the muscle. Like, you get a very short movement. I have various different bands. Like, if I grab one end and then I can do this with them, get good tricep extensions if it's light resistance, because it's very stretchy. But if I get one that's tough, it's only going to be like, or maybe I'll hold it lower and it'll be like, but it's not the same as getting that full, nice contraction. And that is the problem with them. Now, if you could find the perfect stretchy band that you can get that full range of motion and it's a solid amount of resistance, great. Maybe you can find the perfect one for each of your different exercises and it's going to work great. But most of them, like I said, they allow the full range, but they're not tough enough, or they're tough enough but don't allow the full range. So yeah, that's all. There's not a whole lot more to it. It's not, I see these ads once again, 3 times more effective than working out in the gym. No, even if you found the perfect stretchy bands, it's not going to be 3 times more effective than working out in the gym. It's not unlocking 7 times of your strength that you normally unlock. I keep seeing these ridiculous claims. Literally, I'm not joking, 7 times your strength. No, you're not using 7 times your strength because you're using the extra special stretchy band. No matter how special the stretchy band is, you're not using any. Maybe you're working your muscles a little bit differently, but you're not using 7 times your strength that you use in the gym. You're not even going to be using double it. Maybe you're using like 10% more, 10% less within natural variation limits with, like, the difference between using a weight and a cable machine, or one cable machine versus a different cable machine, a barbell versus a dumbbell, everything's going to be slightly different, but it's not going to, like, activate your muscles 7 times more. And it's certainly not exerting more force, far more force, than anything in the gym can exert. Because trust me, you load up 845s on each side of a Olympic barbell, and that's going to be a lot more weight than an extra special stretchy band setup. It's ridiculous, like, how people actually fall for this stuff. It's great if you have nothing else, but it does not replace working out in a gym. Oh, another thing these ads say, you use our special X3 thing, and you're only going to need to work out for, like, I don't know, 15 minutes a day, once. I don't remember their exact thing, but they say that, like, oh, no more working out. Like, you spend like a little tiny bit of time, do a few of the stretches on it, and you're all done. And of course it has a picture of the guy, and he looks like a freak, I'm gonna say it. His, like, shoulders are back real far like this. And then he stands like he just looks weird. Like his muscles have no definition to them, no development. It just looks like, to be honest, it looks like someone who just took a ton of steroids and filled up with a bunch of water. Because there's no definition, there's no development, it's just the muscles are just there and kind of big. Like maybe the guy worked out 30 years ago and now he just blasts half a gram of testosterone a week so that he keeps them real puffed up. In his photos, he just looks freaky because his shoulder width is like barely bigger than his head. I don't know how people see those photos and go, I want to look like that. Because you should have normal human proportions. Like, I don't know if it's photoshopped or if he just pulls them back real far in the picture. And it was funny, I read a comment that goes, I can tell this guy doesn't use steroids because he doesn't have big shoulders and traps. Like, oh yeah, definitely. Trust me, just because he doesn't have big shoulders and traps doesn't mean he's not on steroids. The fact that he says he doesn't work out and he has his big muscles that have zero definition and zero development would suggest that he is on steroids. And the fact that supposedly at the age of 60-something, he gained like 50 pounds of muscle in a couple of years. Oh, that's another thing. He claims that in 6 months of using his extra special stretchy band setup, that you will gain, I think it's 20 pounds of muscle in 6 months. So long as you use the extra special stretchy band, the X3. Because the average stretchy band, it's only going to give you 19 pounds of muscle. The X3 will give you 20. And if you went to the gym, you'd only get 2. And it's so ridiculous that anybody actually believes this stuff. Because it's ridiculous. I'm amazed that, I mean, he clearly is making money off it because he's running a lot of ads, or maybe he has a lot of money from something else that he puts into his ads. I don't know, it's just mind-blowing. And then it costs like $600 or something to get your stretchy bands. I mean, honestly, if I had all the money in the world, I'd buy one just to bring with me traveling in case I couldn't get anything else. But would I ever decide to use it over a barbell? No. Would I ever decide to use it over a dumbbell? No. Would I ever not go to the gym and use it? No. Am I going to use it and maintain my current physique? Or let's stick with that for now. No, first, am I going to use it and improve my physique? No. Am I going to use it and maintain my physique? No. Am I going to use it and maybe lose muscle a little less slowly? Yeah. So in other words, somebody who already works out is probably not going to make any progress. It's just going to slow down the rate at which they lose muscle. And nobody is gaining 20 pounds of muscle in 6 months from using the extra special stretchy bar setup. A stretchy band with bar setup. So yeah, once again, back to my original point. With the normal stretchy bands, some of them can get the good full range of motion, but they're very light resistance, and the ones with heavier resistance tend to have a very short range of motion. I opt for the lighter ones with the full range of motion because I find that that's more important than the high tension. That's just me. Well, you can get, I mean, I'm getting a good activation of my muscles just flexing them right now. But I would get a little bit better with a light resistance band. Yeah, I can tell that now I'm not getting quite as good of activation. And definitely a band would help right now. But you know what would be even better? Actual weights or a cable machine or something. So hope you like this video. Check out my other videos, whether you scroll down the side, whatever side it ends up being on. Click on my icon because I've got like 200 plus videos. So if you only scroll down the side, you can't see them all. Check out my website, andrewhutchings.org. Check out my Instagram, natural_true_fitness. And you can hire me for training advice, consultations, plans, etc. Same thing with diet and supplements, but not medical, because that would be illegal, and I don't like legal trouble. Yeah, I'm getting great activation. Probably right now I'm getting just as good activation of the muscle as someone better than most people are going to get with their X3 bar. Yeah, I'm tearing muscle right now as I flex. Just some days you have really good connection with the muscles. Like today, I'm having one of those days where I should have been in the gym today, is probably what it is. Yeah, getting a real nice tear in there. And if you want to get to that point where you can grow your muscles just by flexing them, and I'm not saying grow 20 pounds of muscles in 6 months, then you should hire me so that you can learn all the ins and outs of fitness and bodybuilding and strength training. Because knowing how to utilize what you can do and what you have and your time is the most valuable thing. Or else you're just going to screw around and waste all your time. And you want to do what you're doing and get the most results for it, not the least results. Go to the gym for 1 hour, but get the most results. And have the least suffering. Like, why should you do all this crazy dieting and stuff if you don't need to? And you probably don't need to. So yeah, hire me for anything except for medical advice. You can hire me for a consolidation of medical information, all put in one place, along with my opinion. But you cannot hire me for medical advice. Just training advice, consultations, or plans, and I'm really getting very good contraction in here. Honestly, I would say that tomorrow, my biceps are going to look slightly better from this, because this is a really good mind-muscle connection, and just really tight, surprisingly good contraction right now. And I did not go to the gym today because I was too busy, so it was probably optimal recovery time, where I should have been back in the gym, and normally I probably would have not spent as much time recovering. But then if you spend an extra day or two, then you no longer need to recover, and now you're losing the nervous system activation. So you work out, and you need to get to optimal recovery, but immediately after your workout, your nervous system activation is the highest, and it's going down after your workout. So you need to catch these. You want your nervous system activation to be the highest, and your recovery to be the highest. So you need to wait longer to recover, but the longer you wait, the less conditioned your nervous system is. So you want to wait the minimum amount of time, because any longer and your nervous system is going to be less conditioned. But if you cut it too short, your actual muscle tissue won't be ready for an optimal workout. See what kind of great stuff you learned from me?